Do you have a relative who is a Canadian citizen, permanent resident of Canada, or a relative registered in Canada as an Indian under the Canadian Indian Act? Then he or she can sponsor you to go to Canada and become a permanent resident. This relative of yours must live in Canada to sponsor you, unless he or she is a Canadian citizen who lives abroad and plans to return to Canada when you migrate to Canada. Your sponsor must be able to support you financially when you arrive in Canada. Your sponsor must be able to meet basic needs such as food, shelter, clothing for you and his or herself. Your Canadian sponsor must agree in writing to give financial support to you and any other eligible relative going with you, starting from the date you become a permanent resident for up to 20 years, depending on your age and how you are related. You as a sponsored person must sign an agreement that you will make an effort to support yourself. This includes your dependent children above the age of 18. Your relative in Canada may not be able to sponsor you if he or she is in prison. He or she has not paid his or her alimony or child support payment. He or she has been declared bankruptcy and haven't been released from it yet. He or she gets social assistance for reasons other than being disabled. He or she didn't pay back an immigration loan, made late payments or missed payment. He or she has sponsored another relative in the past and didn't meet the terms of the sponsorship agreement, were convicted of a violent crime, any offense against a relative or any sexual offense, depending on the details of this case, such as the type of the offense and how long it has been. And the list of relatives that can sponsor you are your adopted parents in Canada, parents who would adopt you in Canada, or brother, sister, nephew, niece, or grandparent if you are an orphan under the age of 18 years old and you're not married or in a common law relationship, or someone related to you who is a permanent resident of Canada or Canadian citizen that do not have any other relative that can be sponsored, such as spouse, common law or conjugal partner, child, parent, sibling, grandparent, uncle, aunt, niece, or nephew. Note that it cannot be sponsored by your brother, sister, nephew, niece, or grandparent if one of your parents is still alive, if no one knows where your parents are, if your parents abandoned you, if someone else other than your parents is taking care of you while one or both your parents are alive, your parent is in jail or otherwise detained. Once we are done with relative that can sponsor you and the one that cannot sponsor you and under what condition, let's go to the two stages involved to become a permanent resident, which are your sponsor must apply for family sponsorship and you as a sponsored person must apply for a permanent residence. Your sponsor must send his or her sponsorship application and your permanent residence application at the same time. So let's go to how to apply for a family sponsor. On this Canadian sponsor application page, you'll get an application package which includes instruction guide and forms the sponsor will have to fill, and the document checklist the sponsor needs to fill, which are the sponsorship agreement and undertaking, the financial evaluation form, the generic application form for Canada, the additional dependent and declaration form, Schedule A background and declaration form, the use of representative, copy of fee receipts, statutory declaration of common law, medical condition statement, and other supporting documents.
You were perfect, I swear. But somebody told me that it's over. I know it's true. You made me happy for a while. I remember fleeting times when we slept on top of cars. Now I don't know.
Since we are done with all our document checklist and the supporting documents, let's go back to our application page, and here we are going to click on the application package for us to get the instruction guide on how to apply. So after this site must have loaded, we have to scroll down and read through all the instruction on this page. And then this application package includes document checklist, which we've already gone through, the application to sponsor, the financial evaluation, the generic application form for Canada, additional dependents and declaration form, Schedule A background and declaration form, statutory declaration of common law, use of representative, medical condition statement, and the instruction guide. So you can as well click on these forms for you to have the full knowledge of what it entails. But then let's click on the instruction guide for us to get all the information and how to apply for this family sponsorship. So on this page, it states before you apply, gather all the documents which we've spoken about, complete the application, which are all the application forms you need to fill. Then you have to pay the fee and submit your application. You can read through all the information on this page for you to have a better understanding. Then you can start your application by gathering all the document checklist we've spoken about. Then you have to fill all your form accurately and correctly. And after filling all the form, the sponsor will have to pay application fee, which starts from $1,050 for an adult and $150 for a child. And in most cases, the fee will include sponsor processing fee, the sponsored people and their dependent fee. Then the fee will be paid online. In most cases, the biometrics fee should be paid when application is submitted, otherwise application may be delayed. The biometrics fee covers the cost of collecting fingerprints and a digital photo. And the sponsor will need to pay third parties for medical exam, police character. The police character is generally valid for 1 year from the date they are being issued. Depending on the processing time, you may be asked for a new certificate. And after all these things has been done, your sponsor will have to submit the application. Note that you need a valid email address, you need an access to a printer, and you need a credit card for you to pay this fee online. So the last thing you need to do is to submit your application. After you must have gathered all your required documents, you must have completed all the necessary forms correctly, and you must have paid your fee. Then you need to gather all this and send your application either via mail or via courier. If you want to send it via mail, you send it to PO Box 9500, Sydney, Nova Scotia, B1P0HS. But if you're sending via courier service, you send it to 49 Dorchester Street, Sydney, Nova Scotia, B1P502. So guys, if this is your first time of watching my video, please consider smashing the subscribe button and hit the bell for you to get notification of my new video. If you find this video educative, give it a thumbs up and share it among your friends. I will see you guys in my next video.